Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be ranking all of the season finale fight scenes of Avatar: The Last Airbender. All the fight scenes you'll find in Season 1's two-part finale, Season 2's two-part finale, and Season 3's four-part finale. And if you wanted to watch an episode on the top 10, or at least my top 10 favorite fight scenes from across the entire show, not counting finales, I have another video of which that'll be linked in the description, as well as there will be a link on screen somewhere. And without any further ado, thank you to all of the members and nerds of the channel, and let's dive right into the ranking. Starting off at number 14, what I believe to be the worst fight in all of the finales is in Season 2's finale, Sokka and Toph versus Mai and Ty Lee. And the only reason I'm saying this one's in the bottom is because it only lasts really a few seconds and only ends when Azula literally says, "This fight's over," and has a flame dagger right to the Earth King's neck. Someone had to be in last place. It's entertaining because you have this bit with like Ty Lee and Sokka where she's like, "Hey, we're dancing." And it's entertaining. Again, there's nothing really bad in terms of these fight scenes, but this is just, it's the worst one. At number 13, I'm counting really just the city defenses and all those scenes in Season 1's finale, the Northern Water Tribe versus the Fire Nation. Just because you see a lot of these fight scenes, and they're really, really cool seeing a lot of the side characters and background characters really fighting and seeing, you know, just ways the water firebending can be used. It's just really entertaining. But again, we're talking about season finales of one of the greatest shows ever made, using none of the main characters. Like, this fight scene is just not going to rank very high. I have it higher than the Sokka and Toph versus Mai and Ty Lee because I think it's just a little bit more entertaining and it lasts a little bit longer. More stakes going on right now, but we're going to keep this one at 13. Next up at number 12, another Season 1 finale fight, and this is the first time Aang really fights against the Fire Nation fleet that's coming in, where it really ends with him going up to Katara and Yue being like, "I'm just one kid, there's too many of them," and then that's where Yue brings them off to the spiritual oasis that's really in the Northern Water Tribe. This fight is just really entertaining, seeing Appa and Aang really work as a team and trying to destroy everything they possibly can, but ultimately just there being too many carriers for them to take care of. So this one, I mean, it's more of a testament to how great these other fight scenes are than how this one's just not that good. Trust me, that's what they're going to be the theme with this video is. There's not a bad fight on this list. It's just the ones at the top are just that good. At number 11, I have from the very beginning of the Season 3 finale, where everyone's just having fun on the beach and just enjoying themselves, and out of nowhere, Zuko attacks Aang. Which is a weird statement if you're only through part of Season 2, or really even part of Season 3. It's just out of nowhere when Zuko just starts attacking Aang, and even like later in the fight scene where Katara comes back to shore after surfing, and she's like, "What happened?" Sokka says, "Zuko went crazy. He destroyed my sand sculpture of Suki." Pause. Hilarious when you think about it, where it's like Zuko had chased Aang for 2.5 seasons, and now he's on their side, and they're in so much trusting with Zuko that the idea of him attacking Aang is just so out there. So I put this one at 11 really just for that, but it's really cool just seeing a Zuko and Aang fight scene right before the end of the show. And now we're in the top 10, which isn't saying much. There's only 14 on this list, but now we're in a top 10. And at 10, I have Zuko and Iroh's escape from Azula in Season 2. This is, of course, the bit where Iroh is asking, "Do you know why I'm called the Dragon of the West? Do you really know your Fire Nation history here?" And she's like, "I'm not into stories, Uncle. That's more of a demonstration." Drinks a little sip of tea, and just breathes fire and everything. I think it's the first time we've actually seen breathing fire done in the world of Avatar. And so seeing this whole fight was just really entertaining, and I got nothing else. Okay, so editing Kevin here, so it's a few days later, and I originally had in the number 9 spot Boomy reclaiming Ba Sing Se in the flashback in Season 3 when we meet up with him again in the White Lotus. I decided to not include this in the ranking because I deemed it not to be a fight during the editing process, because when actually watching this scene, there's no resistance put up against Boomy. His neutral Jing was so strong, he waited to the point where it wouldn't have to be a fight to take Omashu back. And so I did decide to take this fight out of the list, but I still have 14 in the list because I had completely forgotten about and decided it would actually coincidentally fit perfectly right here. Season 1, right at the end of Aang's like merging with the ocean spirit to become that kaiju, there's a battle between Zuko and Zhao, and that is what I'm putting here. And so this fight is actually really incredible despite how simple it is, because this entire time Zhao has been 1 or 2 steps ahead of Zuko, and Zhao is now on the run just trying to retreat and get back because he's a freaking coward. And Zuko stands up for himself, he puts 10 toes down, fights Zhao, and they have a duel for a short time until the Ocean Spirit. Aang is not a part of the Ocean Spirit at this time. The Ocean Spirit does grab onto Zhao, and we find out later in The Legend of Korra, he's actually taken to the Fog of Lost Souls. So Zhao has a fate worse than death because of his actions against the spirits. So I did want to include Zhao versus Zuko in my number 9 slot officially. Honorable mention, it'd be the only one of the video. Honorable mention to Boomy reclaiming Omashu. At number 8, I have, going back to season 1 again, I have Aang, when he connects with the ocean spirit, goes out and just becomes this kaiju water monster and just destroys the entire Fire Nation fleet, and only ends with Yue sacrificing herself, become the moon spirit, and the ocean spirit calms down within Aang, returns back to the little koi pond, and really ends season 1. This is just a hauntingly devastating event that happens, and absolutely love this scene and just the eeriness that comes with Aang connecting with the ocean spirit, seeing the power of the spirits in the show really for one of the first times. Next up, in season 3, I have specifically Katara versus Azula after the final Agni Kai. This fight scene goes on for a little bit. It's what ends the whole, really what ends Azula in the show. It's just genius seeing Katara really on her last limb. She doesn't really have much left. She looks down and there is just this underground little river, little underground stream, probably just some sort of plumbing, really. Tricks Azula to coming over it, freezes them both, holds her breath, melts only herself to tie her down. It's just a great scene, and of course Azula taunting Katara the entire time. And in the next spot, I have what I'm dubbing the Crossroad of Destiny, which is the finale fight from season 2. And doesn't even break the top 5, it just goes to show how many great scenes are in Last Airbender. It's really just seeing all the, build up to this point. You see Zuko betray Iroh and join Azula. You see the great waterbending by Katara, the great air, water, and earthbending by Aang. And then, of course, Dai Li agents pop in. It all, of course, ends with Azula zapping Aang out of the sky as he finally gets into the Avatar state. We think that the Avatar line is completely dead and Aang is dead, which technically he did die. And then, of course, Iroh getting on the right side here. Well, he was always on his own real side, which is just the side of balance because he's a member of the White Lotus, helping Katara and Aang escape against Zuko and Azula, and then becoming prisoner for it. Such a great moment. And of course, finishing with Katara healing Aang back to life with the Spirit Oasis water. Such a beautiful, great fight scene, and we're just now entering the top 5. And starting off my top 5, I have the duel between Katara and Zuko at the end of season 1. This is just an iconic bit in season 1 where Aang is in the spirit world. He's trying to find Ko, the space dealer, and learn more about the moon and ocean spirits, who he's coincidentally sitting right in front of. and Zuko comes in trying to take Aang because that's entirely what Zuko's motive is at this point. Katara finally has proven herself and learned under Master Pakku and become a quite the formidable waterbender, and truly seeing a great battle between, Katara and Zuko. So good. It only ends because the moon sets, or the moon doesn't set, but the sun rises, and Zuko just gets the upper hand. Now at number 4, I have the airship battle. This is the Sokka, Suki, and Toph going onto the airships, and the final episodes where Ozai is trying to burn the entire Earth Kingdom, and it's this trio's job to stop the airships. It's so emotional. One of my favorite moments in the entire show is after Suki got separated from Sokka and Toph are trying to just really find solid ground at this point. Sokka ends up breaking his leg. He's on his back, holding Toph up as dead weight with only his fingertips on one hand. And suddenly, 2 firebenders powered by Sozin's Comet are on either side of them. They're surrounded. And what does Sokka do? Pulls out his space sword, chucks it, throws his boomerang, and just knocks out 2 firebenders as a non-bender, who are then powered by Sozin's Comets with nothing but a boomerang and a sword in one strike each, while holding up his friend as dead weight and has a broken leg on his back. It's just so emotional. It hits me every time where Sokka just says, I think this is it, Toph. I think this is the end. And then Suki just comes in and saves them both and gives them a place to land, all Treasure Planet style. It is just so freaking cool and emotional. It's just amazing. And also, I just hit end recording and I completely whiffed on this. Having that one scene at the beginning of this whole fight with the airship battle where Toph knocks on a door, breaks it down, falls into the door, has the door wrap around herself, and then just puts the fear of God into all these Fire Nation soldiers. How could we forget that? And then, of course, the hilarious bit of Sokka getting the entire crew out because he faked a birthday announcement. Like, how did I forget those bits when talking about the airship battle? That's how good this is, and now we're getting into the top 3. At number 3, I have the White Lotus reclaiming Ba Sing Se. Up to this point, we know Iroh's backstory, or at least enough of it. When he was a general with the Fire Nation, his major goal was to claim Ba Sing Se. He had a 600-day siege, nearly 2 years, at the wall, trying to break it down, utterly failing, losing his son, going through spiraling, and then eventually choosing to go after balance and do what he believes is the right thing, even if that goes against the will of the Fire Nation, and fully embracing that in this episode with his White Lotus teammates, going up and not taking Ba Sing Se, but taking it back for the Earth Kingdom. Having the bits with Zhang, destroying all the Fire Nation infantry, and then of course having Pakku and Pian Dao just go through their nuts moments, Boomy doing his thing, and then Iroh simply burning the Fire Nation flag, revealing the Earth Kingdom one below. Just chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And it all starts, of course, with Iroh simply breathing and having that ring of fire just grow and shrink around them. It's just, I couldn't keep it out of the top 3. At number 2, Aang versus Ozai. Yes, the fight you're literally waiting for the entire show isn't even my number 1, but we're going to talk about it because it is still number 2. It is incredible just having Aang basically be on the run the entire fight as Ozai just overwhelms him continuously until Aang finally just wraps that earth around him. And actually, before I continue, the big moment where there's so much subtext with this, where Ozai fires the lightning, and this is the last time you really see lightning in this battle, and Aang redirects it. At this point, Ozai's only seen lightning redirection to what we know one time, and that is when Zuko did it to him at the Day of Black Sun. He knows that Zuko went off to join the Avatar, and because of Azula, I can only assume that he 100% can confirm that Zuko is with the Avatar. Knowing Zuko is the firebending teacher for him, he's discredited Zuko his entire life. He thinks he's got a killing shot on the Avatar when suddenly, what does the Avatar do? Redirects the lightning. I think that shocked face on Ozai's face, or that shocked look on his face, is more to do with, holy shit, my son actually pulled something off, more than, holy shit, the Avatar just redirected my lightning. It's more of a shocked belief against thoughts of Zuko rather than the power of the Avatar. Such a great moment. And of course, going back to where I was earlier, where Aang has himself, circled around in that earth ball and gets that one specific crack in his back, where I think we've all felt that point where we just get that one right pop in our bodies, and then we're suddenly able to go 10 more rounds, hops into the Avatar state, and then now the tables completely flip, and Ozai is on the run, having Aang pull out all 4 elements simultaneously, and then of course finishing with the energy bending of taking Ozai's bending away entirely. What a perfect end to the show. What a perfect display of all 4 elements. What a great subtext in that moment with the lightning redirection. Let's go into number 1. In my number 1 spot, the final Agni Kai, Zuko against Azula. As a music nerd, having this somber track play while these siblings fight, it's supposed to remind you that they shouldn't be fighting to begin with. They're brother and sister. They have a similar backstory. They both miss their mothers, or miss their mother, really. I think Azula still knows this in her heart as well, just not as defined as Zuko, that Ozai is just terrible. And it's like they have this really similar upbringing, but very different. They're very different people. And having this somber track play, and of course it's been dissected so many times, but having it been dissected that Zuko uses techniques from all 4 nations when he fights Azula, rather than Azula's pure muscled, trying to rage her firebending at Zuko, and Zuko truly using his breath. It's, no matter how many times you've rewatched this show, no matter how well you know this fight, no matter what, this fight scene comes on, you put down your phone. If you're playing a video game on like a Steam Deck or a Switch or whatever while you're watching, you put that down. If you're doing something else while this is on the background, you stop everything you're doing, you sit your butt down, and you watch the fight. It is one of it's not only the best fight in Avatar, in my personal opinion. It is not only the best fight in any show that I've ever seen. And that includes fights like the Battle of the Bastards in season 6 of Game of Thrones. This is my favorite fight, personally, in fiction. Okay, that might be a stretch. Luke versus Vader in episode 5 might be higher. Anakin versus Obi-Wan in episode 3 might be higher. But you get the point. This is one of the greatest fights in fiction. And there you have it. That is my ranking for all 14 fight scenes that you'll find in the season finale episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender. The 2-part season finale in season 1, the 2-part season finale in season 2, and the 4-part season finale in season 3. If you wanted to watch those top 10 fight scenes that do not include these episodes, you can do so by clicking the link in the description or clicking the link that's on the screen here. And thank you so much for those who are subscribed and liked this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.